I need to start this off by saying one of the benefits of the Franklin Planner program and filling all that information out on a regular basis is the fact that I can look back over time and be reminded of some wonderful experiences that I've had in my life. And so today I'm going to talk a little bit about how, at least to the best of my recollection, the chapel folk were formed. It appears that about October of 1998 is where the idea really began for chapel folk. And the way it began, it appears, is that I was doing some guitar activity in church, which was a very rare thing for me. But in October 1998, on October 4th, I played the guitar at church. And I'm sure during one of those times, Jack Bunce and I were in the church choir room. And Jack said, "You play guitar?" And we'd known each other, but weren't good friends, at least at that point. And so I said, "Yes, I play a little guitar. I'm not very good, but I like to play." And he said, "Interesting. I like to play around a little bit too." And so we looked for a great opportunity to get together and play some guitars. And at that time, the choir periodically had the week off from having to sing in church. And since Jack and I were both members of the choir, we said, well, let's go ahead and pick that date and get together any people we know who play the guitar. And so on October 18th, according to my calendar here, October 18th of 1998, we gathered the group the first time to play guitars. Now, this was on a Sunday morning, about 10:30, and as I recall, Jack and I both knew some people within the church who knew how to play the guitar. For instance, Jack attributes the fact that I knew about Bruce Bogwell playing, and we also found out that people like Jim Dockendorf and Kathleen Stewart, Dave Reichard, Dave Knuth, Dick Yund was interested in learning how to play the guitar. So any number of people had expressed interest to Jack or to me over time. And so we gathered them. In fact, Christine Watkins was another. And so on the 18th of October, we got a group together. And by my calendar notes, we continued doing that when choir was not meeting. And so on November 15th, we got together and played guitars. And that continued on into early 1999. And in the summer of 1999, it appears, we started gathering on a more regular basis with a smaller group of people, a group that ultimately became known as Chapel Folk. And those Chapel Folk originals, in 2014, almost 16 years later, still are together. Jack Bunce, Bruce Bogwell, Jim Dockendorf, Kathleen Stewart, Steve Long. We've had several others who've joined in with the group over time. Some have stayed for a few months. Some have stayed for years. But you can see our website with a little more information about how we started. There are any number of things that we could describe, and I'll do a separate snippet on how the group has come together, what we've done as a result. But I think here, in a lot of ways, what I find in so many cases is the Spirit works in mysterious ways. Jack and I had no intentions of creating a new group. We were already singing in the church choir together. I was already singing in the men's quartet and in Sacra Voce. There was already enough music going on in my life. But I cannot even begin to describe the joy that I have of being with this group of people, whether we're singing in church, whether we're just in the chapel having fun talking. There have been nights where we had almost no music even occur because there was some critical issue going on in lives. That can go anywhere from my dad's situation, and any number of the rest of us have lost to death parents, or other important members of our lives. We've gone through job loss together. Any number of things have been critical with this chapel folk. But indeed, as our website says, we're a small group, a small musical group that gets together for therapy. It's a time for us to enjoy each other, a time to enjoy music, and a chance to celebrate the love of God that we have in our lives and the love that we have for one another as children of God and as part of the community of Mount Washington Presbyterian Church. Have a great day and more snippets to follow.